Good morning, students. So yesterday we started electrolysis of water and we saw the ionization of water and sulfuric acid during the electrolysis process, where at the cathode hydrogen gas is produced and at the anode it is oxygen gas that will be produced. This was the discharging process we saw yesterday, that is O plus O will finally be changed into oxygen gas, and this is the gas that is will be going to release at the anode side. Today we are going to see why is the ratio of hydrogen to oxygen collected during the electrolysis of water is 2:1. That is, we know that there will be 2 volume of hydrogen and 1 volume of oxygen collected during its electrolysis. The reason, let us see, in order to understand the main reason, you have to come back to this place where we can see nascent oxygen is produced. Means one atom of oxygen is produced, and for the production of one atom of oxygen there are 2 hydroxyl group required. So it is quite understood that to produce 2 atoms of oxygen, altogether 4 hydroxyl groups are required. Once again, for 1 atom of oxygen there are 2 hydroxyl group required. For 2 atoms of oxygen it will be 4 hydroxyl group required. Now how will this 4 hydroxyl group come? You can see here 1 hydroxyl ion gives 1 hydroxyl group. So we can say that 4 hydroxyl, this will be the reaction at the anode side. So 4 hydroxyl ion, after removing 4 electrons, will be changed into 4 hydroxyl group. So I am showing you now in details how is these 2 atoms of oxygen has come. So 4 hydroxyl ion, after losing 4 electrons, will change into 4 hydroxide group. Now this 4 hydroxide group can be written as 2OH plus 2OH. So 2 plus 2 will make 4, which will be equal to 2H2O and plus O2. So you can see here, it is these 2 atoms of oxygen that will be finally released, and this is nothing but 1 volume of oxygen. So these 2 atoms of oxygen is nothing but 1 volume of oxygen. So we can say that for 1 volume of oxygen to be released, there should be 4 hydroxyl ion to discharge after losing 4 electrons. Now let us come to the cathode side. We know at cathode there will be hydrogen gas produced, but the volume of hydrogen should be twice the volume of oxygen gas. How is this twice of volume of oxygen gas, this hydrogen gas would come, we can understand from here. At cathode, you can see 4 hydroxyl ion has lost 4 electrons. It means to say that these 4 electrons should now be gained by some positively charged ions, and in the solution the positively charged ion is hydrogen ion, and 1 hydrogen ion can gain only 1 electrons. So for these 4 electrons that is released during the hydroxyl ion being discharged will now be gained or should be gained by 4 hydrogen ion. Once again, 1 hydrogen ion at the most can gain only 1 electron. So for 4 electrons to gain or to be gained, there should be 4 hydrogen ion altogether. So we can write here 4 hydrogen ion will gain the 4 electrons released and will be changed into 4 hydrogen atom. This 4 hydrogen atom can further be written in this way, 2H plus 2H H2H, which will be finally changed into 2H2. So you can see here now the volume comes 2 volumes. So this is the reason why the volume of hydrogen is 2, whereas the volume of oxygen is 1. And the ratio is 2:1. I hope it's clear to you. It's given in the book also. You may refer the book for better understanding. Now next example what we are going to see is the electrolysis of copper sulfate solution. So our next examples are electrolysis of copper sulfate solution using platinum electrode and electrolysis of copper sulfate solution using copper electrode. I am going to take these two electrolysis together just to show you the differences when the electrodes are being changed. So here the electrodes taken is inert electrode where the electrodes are platinum, and here the electrodes are made of copper, that is copper cathode and copper anode. Let us see what the differences are. So far the ionization of the solution, that is copper sulfate solution concerned, it will be same. So we can write CuSO4 gives Cu2 plus SO4 2 minus. Same way H2O will be changed to H plus and OH minus ion. In this case also we can write the same thing. CuSO4 gives Cu2 plus SO4 2 minus, and H2O H plus and OH minus ion. Now as you know that since there are positive and negative ions, there will be discharging, but as per the electrochemical series it will be copper ion that will be discharged first. So at cathode copper ion after gaining 2 electrons will change to copper atom, and it is this copper atom from the solution will be deposited at the cathode as a green round solid. And since we have Cu2SO4 and Cu2 plus and SO4 2 minus in the solution, this cupric ion will be deposited at the cathode, leading to the decrease in the concentration of copper ion in the solution, because all this copper ion will be deposited here, and the solution, the time will come when the solution will have no copper ion left in it. And due to decrease in the cupric ion in the solution, the blue color of the solution will slowly start fading and will change to colorless. This will be the observation that can be noticed. Now at the anode side, again out of these two it is hydroxyl ion that will be discharged first. So after losing one electron it forms hydroxyl group, where OH and OH will be changed to H2O and plus O, that is nascent oxygen, and finally oxygen, 2 oxygen atoms will combine to give oxygen gas. So at the anode side there will be release of oxygen gas. Now let us see what happens in this side. At cathode there will be no change. Again it will be Cu2 plus. You should know in this solution also there are cupric ion and sulfate ion. So again this Cu2 plus from the solution will be deposited at the cathode and will be deposited at copper atom. You can see here this over a period of time cathode will become thicker and thicker. Now coming to the anode side, since we can see here anode is an active electrode, and we have seen that if the electrodes are active, it will be this active electrode that will also take part in the process. So instead of this hydroxyl ion getting discharged first, it will be this copper from the anode will release 2 electrons and come into the solution as Cu2 plus. This is how Cu from the anode will release 2 electrons and it will be changed into Cu2 plus ion. It is this cupric ion from this anode that will come back to the solution and will make the color of the solution once again blue, because on one side you can see cupric ion is going out of the solution and getting deposited, and on the other side the same cupric ion is coming back to the solution, thereby retaining the color of the solution. Here the blue color of the solution does not fade. This is very important difference. In this case, slowly that blue color of solution will fade, but in this case the blue color of the solution will never fade. It retains the blue color of the solution. So, but at the same time you can see that copper will become thicker and thicker, and this anode will become thinner and thinner as copper is losing electron from the anode and is coming into the solution. I hope it is clear to you, and our next topic will be electroplating of particle. That will be tomorrow. Thank you.